Welcome back to Ranger Survival and Fieldcraft. I'm Andrew, and a day or two ago I posted a pic of my coffee can survival kit and asked you what size can it was. If you were anywhere close to 10 ounces, you'd be right. Hey guys, really quick, before we dive into the kit, I just want to say thank you for all your support. So your continued support means a lot to me, so make sure you like and subscribe before we get started. Alright, now for our coffee can survival kit, there were 4 rules that I used to build this kit. Rule number 1, the lid has to close. So this lid has to close. Yes, I have tape on it right now. It's because I'm out here walking around in the wilderness. Rule number 2 is, it has to be small enough that we can carry it in one hand, just like this. Now rule number 3, we have to have a second container inside of this kit to hold all the items in the event we use the can to boil water, cook food, or transport water. And then rule number 4 is we have to have at least 1 item per priority of survival inside this kit. So that's 1 item for fire, water, food, shelter, signaling, land navigation, and medical aid. So let's go ahead and take a look inside this can at all the kit items that we have. Alright, so here's our can. Let's just go ahead and dive right in. Now, take the tape off. We'll pop that off. Put our lid to the side. First thing you'll notice is a bandana, single piece of cotton, red, bright red, that we can use for a flag. We can use this for a strainer. We can use it to collect snow, melt snow for water. We can use a bandana for a variety of things, and it's going to be one of the first things in our kit. So put that off to the side. All right, the next item is a small headlamp. This is just a small Petzel headlamp with several different settings on it. What I like about it is the strobe, obviously, for signaling, especially during hours of limited visibility. Small headlamp fits right inside this coffee can kit. All right, next, whistle. Attached a red 550 cord lanyard onto the whistle, make it even more visible with this kit, but a whistle for signaling. Next, just a bright orange lighter with duct tape around it, yellow duct tape. Use the lighter, start fires, and the duct tape can be used for a variety of purposes, but in bright orange in color and yellow duct tape, good high visibility. Next, the Ferro Rod. Now the Ferro Rod, good for starting fires. Colored lanyard and then tape around the handle because it's a black Ferro Rod, make it highly visible. Another fire kit item. Next item is a match case, orange, bright orange, with stormproof matches inside, and then also wet fire tinder just shoved inside there. There's a spare striker on the inside of the actual match case itself. We can fit that tinder right in there, close it all down into a waterproof fire kit, and then I'll show you guys the trick about how to start a match, which is the small striker on the bottom of the actual match case. But match case for fire. All right, next item is that emergency Mylar space blanket for shelter craft. Mylar blanket going to be one of our first shelter items. Next, we have a Fresnel Lens for fire lighting and magnification. Another awesome fire lighting kit item. All right, next we have a Leatherman Wave. This is an awesome little multi-tool that fits inside the can. Perfect. Silver high vis, but multi-tool that can do a lot for us. Next item is just a Ziploc bag. We put in here, this is that secondary container I was talking about. We can put all of the items in this bag and then use the actual can itself for cooking, boiling water, and then transporting water while having another way to carry our items. Next item we're going to have is that signaling mirror. It's in a duct tape case and protected with high visibility yellow duct tape and then a red lanyard in case we drop it. Talked about survival signaling mirrors ad nauseum on my channel, but another way to signal for rescue. Next we have our land navigation tool. This is our compass. Just a Suunto A10, I believe, is the model with the string still attached. We can use this, put it immediately around our neck in an emergency situation, attach things like our whistle and then even our Ferro Rod to the string, and then have it around our neck as a mini survival kit, some of the most important items anyway, on our person at all times. But we'll have that compass as a navigation tool. Next we have a candle. Having a candle in there, just another survival tool with a variety of purposes. Alright, next in our kit we have some smaller items. We have water tablets, just another way to purify or treat water. We can use that quart-size bag as our secondary container and use the tablets to purify water using this container if we're without the metal container for whatever reason, or if we can't make a fire. Next, we have snare wire, so snare wire for snaring traps and food. Next, fishing line wrapped around a small toggle fishing line, too easy, used for more food procurement. And then we have a small sachet of hooks made from 100-mile-an-hour tape for our fishing kit, so a lot of items for food right there. And then speaking of food, we have a high-calorie food bar, just a energy bar with approximately 230 calories, but food item in our container, too easy. Next, we have 550 cord, high visibility red 550 cord, used for lashings and constructing shelters, ridge lines, etc. The cordage fits in here. And we have this is a 55-gallon drum liner, orange, that is 1 mil in thickness and folded down into a very small package so we can fit it inside the can. We can use this as a browse bed, we can use it as a signal like a flag, use this as an emergency shelter, as a poncho. We can use this orange trash bag for a lot of things, plus being high visibility, high color, it's going to make a signal in a survival situation, so this is one of our emergency shelter kits, along with our Mylar blanket. Next, for one of our medical items, we just have a few band-aids or plasters. This, along with things like our bandana and even our clothing, can be used for emergency bandages or for treating wounds. So having a way to cover up those injuries, prevent infection, is going to be key. Then we have just a small little roll of surveyor's tape for hanging on a tree limb as a marker, blazing a trail. You can still use this as a way to signal. All right, next, and our last item, last but not least, is just that coffee can, very sturdy can. We can put all of our contents of our survival kit inside. Use this can when we don't have the contents inside for cooking and boiling water, for making concoctions, for transporting fire. We can use containers for a little variety of things, but having a container and then having our kit inside just makes this a small, multi-purpose, easily mobile survival kit that we can take with us just about anywhere. All right, so here's our kit completely laid out, minus the can, which is off to the side. Now, we had to have at least one item per 7 priorities of survival: fire, water, food, shelter, signaling, first aid, and land navigation. And we have those items here for firecraft: matches, lighter, ferro rod, even a candle, and Fresnel Lens, a very robust fire kit. Fire is very important. For our shelter craft, 550 cord, Mylar blanket, and then a 55-gallon orange drum liner, all high visibility elements for our shelter craft. For water, we obviously have our can to boil water in and cook food, and then a secondary container in the form of a plastic bag, and then purification tablets to treat water. For food, we have our high-calorie energy bar, and then fishing line, fishing hooks, and some snare wire to procure game while out in the wild. And then for land navigation, we just have our compass. We could use the Paul method if we knew our distance and direction to all of our points using this compass. We could recreate our map right on the ground. For medical aid, we have just a couple of bandages. We could also use our bandana for a medical device if we needed to, plus our clothing for improvised medical aid devices. And then for signaling, at the top, we have our surveyor's tape, our signaling mirror, our headlamp with different functions on it, especially a strobe for nighttime, and then auditory signal in the form of a whistle. But this is the entirety of the kit right in front of you. All right, so this wouldn't be a complete video if I didn't show you how to fit all of this inside a 10-ounce can. So let's pack it up. All right, now remember, one of our other rules was the lid has to close, and I'm not going to use the tape. So we put the lid on, lid has to stay closed. Lid is still on and secure. All right, we can even put our finger over top, nothing's coming out. Good to go. Now let's put our tape back over top before we bust number 1 rule here. And that is our coffee can survival kit, all packed up, ready to go. All right, guys, that does it for the kit. You see, with the 4 rules lid closed, there's a second container. We can carry it in our hand, and then there's at least 1 item for every priority of survival inside this can. There's a lot of stuff inside this can, a good little kit to put together. So I hope you like this video. If you did like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment in the comment section. I always appreciate you guys' feedback. I want to thank you guys for everything you do for me and for the channel, for your likes, your views, your subscriptions, your comments, your feedback, and your shares. And I'll be back with another video as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.